Have you ever seen a mouse scurry across your floor and wonder if it meant more than just a pest problem? What if these tiny house guests actually have a profound message about your spiritual journey? Today, we're decoding the secret symbolic language of mice, uncovering what their presence, actions, or even dreams of them reveal about your inner wisdom and readiness for what's next. Over the course of about a week, I had 3 different sightings of a mouse scurrying across the floor in my house. I have never seen a mouse in my house before. So to see it 3 times in such a short span of time, this was not only a pest problem, but in my opinion, it was a message from my spirit. As a metaphysician, it is my belief that whatever we experience here in the physical world with our 5 physical senses is simply a reflection of the mind and spirit, because this physical world is literally a reflection of thought. And if you've been watching my channel for any time at all, then you know that I find magic in 3s. So, by seeing a mouse scurry across the floor on 3 different occasions, I definitely saw that as a message from my spirit. Before we get into it, hello, welcome back to Meaningful Motivations with Tracy Erickson. And of course, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Tracy Erickson, and on my channel, I love to seek wisdom from the symbols that are all around us all the time. So if you like to learn about the symbolic, spiritual significance of any person, place, or thing, then you might actually like the content on this channel. So be sure to click subscribe and turn on the notifications bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. Some of you already know that I had a cat named Kiki for almost 17 years. And Kiki, unfortunately, passed away in October of 2025. And so this was my first fall and winter without my cat in this house. And so this is the first time I've ever actually seen a mouse in my house. It turns out that if you have a cat, mice are less likely to come onto your property because the cat is a predator to a mouse, and the mouse can smell the cat. So, of course, just the other day, I decided to go to our local animal rescue league, and I adopted this new kitty. So this is my new cat. Her name is Obsidian, and for short, we're going to call her Sid. She's going to be my little mouse hunter. Our house is pretty old. It's a mid-century home. And so I'm sure there are tiny little cracks or crevices that these little tiny creatures can squeeze into. But the problem of seeing a mouse in the house is more than just a simple pest problem to be dealt with. In my opinion, again, as a metaphysician, this is also a message from my spirit about my own spiritual journey, especially because there are 4 people living in this house, but I am the only one who actually saw the mouse on 3 different occasions. So I found that to be very significant as a spiritual message meant specifically for me. In trying to find the spiritual significance of any symbol, it is important to take a good look at the symbol at hand. So in this case, it is a mouse. So the first step, at least for me, in interpreting the message that comes from the mouse is to take a look at the habits of that animal. So when I looked at the mouse, first thing I recognized is that mice are nocturnal, because every single time that I saw the mouse scurry across the floor, it was at nighttime. And spiritually speaking, that is a message about something that is hidden or left in the dark. And it could also represent something that you fear, because, a lot of times people are afraid of the dark or simply afraid of the unseen. So this nocturnal element of the mouse is really representing something that is hidden that needs to come to light in your life. Now, not only are they nocturnal, but they're also very agile, because they can climb, they can jump, they can run, they can swim. So they can do so many different things. So that's why they can live in so many different environments. The agility of the mouse, spiritually speaking, could be pointing to flexibility and adaptability. So depending on how you feel when you see the symbol of the mouse, then this could be a message that you need to remain flexible and adaptable for upcoming life changes. And mice are also very routine, because I learned that they like to use the same routes day in and day out. So they'll scurry around the walls or wherever they go, and it's going to be generally the same route over and over again. This aspect could definitely be pointing towards your daily routine. There could be something in your daily life that may not be good for you. Similar to having a mouse in your house is really not good for you, because mice are actually known to spread disease, and they chew on wires and electrical things, and that could potentially start a fire. So in many ways, the mouse is not good to have in your house. So in my opinion, the routine that you have in your day-to-day life may or may not be something that you actually want in your day-to-day life. And mice are omnivores, so they will eat grains, seeds, fruits, insects, and they will even eat human food, including proteins and sweets. And mice like to build nests. So they like to build their nests in a warm, protected place. And when they're nesting, they usually will use any material from the surrounding environment, whether it's paper, fabric, grass, or anything really. And mice are very social creatures, so they like to live in groups, which is a little creepy, because that means if you've seen one, there's probably going to be more. So mice are social creatures who make nests out of whatever's lying around, and they're omnivores who will eat anything that is in their path. So these things could also be a sign of similar attributes in your life. So are there things that you have been hoarding and keeping that you no longer need? And this could also be a sign that you need to clean up more after yourself, for instance. But there could also be even deeper meanings for all of these things as well, mostly tied to scrutiny and like your spirit telling you that it's time to look at these little details in your life and to really scrutinize them and to understand, is this something that is good for me that I should keep? Or is this something that I should let go? To further reflect on the spiritual meaning of this sighting of a mouse, I decided to check my medicine cards book to see if it was in there, and it was. And in the book it says, "Mouse says, I will touch everything with my whiskers in order to know it." Paradoxically, this is both a great power and a great weakness. It is good medicine to see up close. It is good medicine to pay attention to detail, but it is bad medicine to chew every little thing to pieces. The book also states that If mouse shows up in your life, its medicine is telling you to scrutinize. Look at yourself and others carefully. Maybe that big hunk of cheese is sitting on a trigger that will spring a deadly trap. Maybe the cat is in the pantry waiting for you. Maybe someone to whom you have delegated authority, such as a doctor, a lawyer, or even a plumber, is not doing the job faithfully. The message is to see what is right before your eyes and to take action accordingly. What I learned about the symbol of a mouse in your house is that it is a lot to do with scrutinizing these tiny overlooked details in our lives. And it could be about looking at what it is that we're hoarding and conserving, and to let go of those things we don't need, but to definitely conserve finances, energy, time, or whatever when it's needed. And I also learned that it's a lot about attention to detail, the small things, and about being flexible and adaptable. Finding a mouse in your house is also about those small hidden anxieties that you might have. They're basically like little hidden issues where if they go unresolved, they can grow and multiply and get bigger and start taking over. In my opinion, the most important part of the spiritual lesson of the mouse is that it's time to really take a closer look at the finer details in your life and to really scrutinize if those small details belong there or not. And these things can be in your physical life or even just in your emotions and thoughts. So those small anxieties or fears hidden behind your thought processes, or, the clutter or the things in your home that you might need to actually go look at that you've been ignoring for a long time. So the message is about really taking the time to scrutinize the little details that you really don't take the time to look at. Mouse, if I could see the world through your tiny eyes, maybe then I would know how to scrutinize. Every detail carries weight, and true to its purpose, has its perfect puzzle place to stop the three-ring circus. Have you ever seen a mouse in your house? And did you think that it was a message from your spirit? Let me know your story in the comments down below. If you liked this message, don't forget to click that like button. Thank you so much for being here and spending your time with me. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.